Please help me hit 5,000 subscribers, I muttered under my breath, fumbling with my camera, trying to muster the energy for my latest vlog. But the words felt hollow, reverberating in a house that suddenly seemed too quiet. It wasn't just the stagnant subscriber count gnawing at me. It was the unease I felt every time I saw Lauren, my wife, smile at her phone with a secrecy I couldn't place. I had always trusted her, or at least I thought I had. Over the past few months, something had changed. Her laughter, once warm and inclusive, now felt selective, reserved for conversations I wasn't part of. Her phone, once carelessly left on the kitchen counter, now vanished into pockets or purses whenever I entered the room. And when I asked, even gently, she would give me that smile that made my chest tighten. "You're being paranoid, Alex," she said one evening, tucking her phone into her bag as we left dinner. "I'm just talking to a friend. Why do you always assume the worst?" Her words stung, not because they were untrue, but because they carried the cold accusation of jealousy. Me, Alex, who had spent a decade building a life with her, suddenly cast as the unreasonable one. I tried to push it aside. I focused on my YouTube channel, editing videos, uploading vlogs, while my eyes kept darting to her across the room, searching for some sign, any sign, that she was truly present. But the gnawing doubt refused to be silenced. Then, one rainy Thursday, after she laughed again at a message I wasn't allowed to see, I knew I couldn't ignore it. I hired a private investigator. Immediately, guilt twisted my stomach. This was the woman I loved, the woman I had promised to protect and cherish. But the truth felt more urgent than my conscience. I needed to know if our life together was built on lies. The PI, a quiet man named Harris, moved like a shadow. Days later, the first set of photos arrived in an encrypted email. My heart thudded painfully as I opened them. There she was, Lauren, close to another man, leaning in, laughing in a way that made my chest constrict. It was the same way she had looked at me when we first met, except the warmth was gone. The familiarity was gone. I couldn't call her. I couldn't move. I just stared at the screen, frozen under a wave of disbelief. The next morning, she found me in the kitchen, staring blankly at my untouched coffee. "Alex, are you okay? You look off," she said, placing a hand on my shoulder. Concern, or so I wanted to believe. "We need to talk," I said, my voice low, controlled, though my hand shook. I showed her the photos. Color drained from her face, replaced by a mix of fear, guilt, and defiance. You hired someone to follow me?" she whispered, voice shaking. "You don't trust me?" "I trusted you," I said, stepping closer. "But you've given me nothing but reasons to doubt. Explain this." She swallowed hard. "He's just a friend, Alex. It's not what you think. A friend who meets me at secret cafes, texts me all night, someone I laugh with like I never laughed with you." I felt my throat tighten. Every word tasted like acid. "This isn't about jealousy anymore. It's about truth. I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't even realize." "Realize what?" I demanded, my voice breaking despite my effort to stay calm. "That I've been seeing him," she admitted, voice barely audible. "It started months ago. I didn't plan it. I didn't want it, but I care about him." The words hit like a physical blow. I stumbled back, gripping the counter for support. My chest hurt. My stomach churned. I wanted to scream, cry, run, but I couldn't. I just stared, numb. "You what?" I managed, voice trembling with disbelief and rage. "I'm sorry," she whispered, tears streaming. "I didn't mean for this to happen. I loved you once, but it's different now." Everything I had worked for, every promise, every shared memory, felt hollow. My life, my heart, my trust, shattered. I left the house that day, driving aimlessly in the rain, trying to hold myself together. I thought about our first meeting, our wedding day, the plans we had made. How could everything I believed in dissolve so quietly, leaving only betrayal behind? For the first time in years, I felt truly alone. Days passed. She called, texted, begged, but I needed space, to breathe, to grieve, to understand. Returning to our house felt impossible. The echoes of laughter and love replaced by silence and suspicion. Then came the hardest confrontation. "Alex, please," Lauren said one night, cornering me in the living room, tears streaming. "I made a mistake." "No," I interrupted, voice steady though my heart shattered. "You didn't make a mistake. You made a choice. And that choice didn't include me." Her sobs filled the room. "I didn't mean for this." "I know," I said, voice trembling. "But not meaning to doesn't erase the betrayal. Doesn't erase the nights I stayed up wondering if you were laughing at something with him that you never shared with me." Silence fell. Desperation alone couldn't fix what was broken. Couldn't undo the trust lost to whispered messages, secret smiles, and late-night meetings in shadowed cafes. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I just walked away. The finality hit harder than any betrayal ever could. Later, I filed for separation. I didn't seek revenge. I didn't want to hurt her. I just wanted truth and peace. And maybe, someday, someone who would laugh with me fully, openly, without hiding a part of themselves in the shadows. That night, alone in the apartment that once held our shared life, I sat in front of my camera. The subscriber count was still low, insignificant compared to the lessons life had taught me. I smiled faintly, weary, wiser, and whispered, "Please help me hit 5,000 subscribers." Even from the ruins of a love that could never be rewritten, I could still build something honest. Something mine.